this fire presented some challenges, not only due to the rapid spread due to the wind. We had construction material, as you could probably see in the background, railroad ties, plastic pipe that was involved. We had individuals that had camps set up within that brush. They had heavy brush also. So we had a victim rescue in the middle of the fire, and she was transported to a local hospital for some medical treatment. The fire was contained to about 10 acres. No structures threatened, and we're lucky that everybody else reported safe.
Do we know specifically what is burning?
It was grass initially that came in by a fence, and then, like I said, due to the wind and just the heavy material within that 10 acres, it progressed relatively quickly just because of the wind conditions.
Reported that there were 2 victims. Can you give us updates on that?
We did have initial reports. There was a second victim after we pulled the first one out. We searched the area that the person was reported to be located. We couldn't find anybody else. But we were already prepped. We had a helicopter en route, 3 extra ambulances. CAL FIRE was sending resources in case we needed some assistance. We did put an air quality alert out just due to the heavy black smoke that was presenting from the fire. But that was, as you can see, it's been knocked down, so there's no air quality threat this time.
Tell us a little more about what happened to the first victim.
Obviously we can't release too many details, but it's going to be more minor to moderate injury, and nothing is going to be life-threatening.
There was a lot of dark smoke. I think that's what kind of got everybody in the media excited.
Yeah.
Is there any reason why it seemed darker than usual?
Right, yeah, definitely. If you take shots after you're done here, what's over my shoulder, a lot of railroad ties, a lot of construction equipment, like I said, black, heavy, plastic pipe, which is going to just put off that black, nasty smoke. And so, obviously, we don't want our people in there. We had a big safety issue initially because the amount of fire and the way it was progressing. So, we did some firing operations with our hand crews that are trained in that to basically backfire into the main fire itself to be able to contain it. So they did a great job, and you can see our helicopter's still working to be able to keep it
Is
out.
that helicopter you got your guys? Is that California?
That's a Contra helicopter, correct? Yeah, that's a partnership with PG&E and Contra. It's located out of our Byron, our facility out in Byron with our hand crews.
Did CAL FIRE get involved with this?
They obviously, battalion chief responded quickly. They were right here. I met with them. They had a helicopter up in the air that we canceled, but they were circling as you guys were setting up your cameras. So they were here for assistance, and they had other aircraft and response coming.
We still see flame over there. Is that gonna have to burn or out?
We're gonna obviously be here for hours, making sure that this is out completely. So we wanted to make sure the perimeter was contained. We have our dozer out there working on perimeter control as well. And so that was our main goal, is perimeter control, as well as not losing any structures, because we have a lot of miscellaneous structures around the 10 acres. And they've done a good job just making sure nothing was damaged.
Any evacuations?
I've got to hold you for 1 second. Yeah, so I had to stop the interview for a second because somebody's flying a kite in the path of our helicopter. So that's going to discontinue our air operations for right now, just for safety reasons. We're going to have the police officers go over there and try and address that. So, no drones in the area. We can't have anything in the airspace, and that's a hazard, obviously.
This is the second fire here in a year, really pretty much in the same area. What makes this area so dangerous from a fire safety standpoint?
Yeah, it's just an open field, where there's a lot of people that are in here for work, and there's a lot of people that were living up in that area behind me. So just a lot of traffic that happened to be through this field. So I don't know the cause. Our investigators are here right now to investigate that, and we'll see if we can pin it down, though.
Does it kind of draw kind of an alarm, per se, considering really almost a year ago today, give or take a couple months, that there was a fire, you had a pretty big fire in the same exact area?
Not really. Throughout the county, we have hot spots that seem to burn every year. That we're in the same spot. This happens to be one of them. So, I can't say it's one particular reason this started. We're going to have to investigate and see if there's any kind of similarities. But right now, it's just, unknown.
Was weather a factor in this fire?
And the wind was, for sure. It's a relatively warm day, and then we had the heavy wind. You can see it's still going. So that was driving it pretty forcefully. That with the product of between vegetation and construction material, that's what gave it a good run towards the east side over there.
And no evacuations?
We did not evacuate, just the air quality announcement.
got here a little late. Is it any more than 4 acres that's burned already? Or?
It's 10. We're going to put it at 10 acres. We'll map it better, but approximately 10 acres. No structures threatened, and 1 victim transported.
And they're expected to be okay, right?
Yes, I believe so. Yes, not life threatening.
Sounds like the fire was started at an unhoused encampment.
No, I didn't say that. It was started by a fence. So it started by a fence. It was the size of a car. We had people reporting that. But what I said, there's people that live in the brush over there. And so there's a couple areas like that around here that we know about. We initially went to those areas to make sure we evacuated. Police were helping us. They did a great job trying to get people out. The heavy brush, if you look hand to the left afterwards, there were some people living in there, but it's so heavy and the fire was right against it. Our firefighters were going in and they were trying to search, and they found 1 person. They assisted out, and then reports of a second, but it didn't come to be an issue at that point.
How critical is it that Crew 12 is out here? I mean, that was added several years ago to be out here assisting, and they found the person.
Yeah, I mean, you got to give credit to all the resources. We have 3 alarms worth coming out this way. Our helicopter is a huge advantage. I mean, to be able to knock down the head of the fire. Crew 12 special because they're trained and putting fire down on the ground and keeping everybody safe. And then we have our other units that are working hard, putting lines around the fire to make sure that we have containment. So it was a joint effort. Crew 12 for sure has been an asset, and the helicopter is a huge asset for us in the county. Otherwise, we wait for CAL FIRE, East Bay Regional Parks that's assisted in the past. But having our own helicopter that's located up Byron's been utilized multiple times this year.
What's the percentage of containment at this point?
I call it perimeter containment, so I would say we're at 50% overall, but I haven't been out there in the middle of it, but I know we have the perimeter contained and we're going to be watching it close. We have units surrounding it, so.
From the top again, just the tidbit. Second alarm, third alarm, how many?
Third alarm is what we called. We backed off some of the units out of the third alarm, but overall 3 alarm, and then that included CAL FIRE helicopter, BCs also coming in to assist.
And then what about the air support?
Our helicopter was the main support. CAL FIRE offered up their copter that came in. It was circling as you guys were setting up, and the battalion chief, and we have one of their Type 3s, one of their Wiling units still working with us. We're going to release them soon, but it's an effort from all agencies.
I heard on the radio there's a BART station nearby.
Yeah, BART's close, and they have a storage yard and everything, maintenance yard, Yeah, so we made sure we went over there, checked their property, met with BART representatives. They were super cooperative, opened the gates for us, and they were a big help also.
Can you just say your name and spell it?
Yeah, it's Dominic, Dominic, last name Ciotola, Ciotola, Assistant Chief, Contra Costa County Fire.